Well, it was it's kind of interesting story. Is I was back in Canada. I was just hanging out. It was perfect day on the lake. I live on the lake, and kind of perfect day water ski and just hang out with the family. And then I get a message from Lance and just try to catch up and say, what are you doing? You know, what's up with you and what's up with next year? And few rumors was hanging around, and he started asking, I need to talk to you. So like, oh, well, okay, well, whenever, you always free to call me whenever you want. So he give me a call and I say, well, I want to. First of all, I'm going to make a comeback, and I was like, wow, that's pretty big, right? So, and then he said, together with my comeback, I want to start a development team, and together with Taylor Finney, and just start getting cycling back up and running with the young riders in the USA. And I thought you would be a perfect match for those kind of riders, and to help them develop. And I was, first of all, very happy and very pleased and very proud that he thought of me right away to do a job like that. And from there on, it went really fast. Well, the Armstrong name is huge in cycling, but my name is pretty big in cycling too. So I kind of can relate a little bit, like having my dad around and dealt what he's been dealt with, and just respect that you need to have for the traditions behind you and what you've built up. And the one thing that I knew about Lance, because I know Lance for quite a long time, is that it's only quality. He only wants the best for himself, and if he's getting involved in anything, it has to be quality and it has to be done the right way. So that's one of the first things that I told to him also, like, I promise you that if I do this, if I, jump in it, I'll do it with all my heart, and I'll, do the best thing to respect, what you've accomplished so far, and what my dad have accomplished so far, and try to build something very strong for the future that we can look back and be really proud of it. Well, basically, what I'm trying to accomplish with my team is having a team that I wish I was on. Back when I was a rider, I was a professional for 14 years. So I was, when you deal with teams in different situations, you say, oh, I wish, this was like that, or I wish the director was dealing at that situation a different way. I'm trying to be honest, and I'm trying to be open to more of my riders, and I think that's the main key of the team. But at the same time, you have to make them realize that at the end of the day, we're here to do our job the best way possible. We'll try to do with a lot of fun, but there is a certain amount of pressure, and there has to be some result tied to it. But it still has to be with some kind of happiness and pleasure of doing it, because especially when you're that young, you still want to enjoy it, and you got a long road ahead of it, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. Well, first of all, I receive a lot of emails. I have a lot of resume coming my way. Riders interested. They want to come to the team because they've seen the program, they've seen how we work, they've seen the quality of the products that we have and the sponsors that we have on the team. And then I have people that I know all over the cycling industry that talk to me, and that just kind of tell me, like, you should keep an eye on that rider because he's done that result, and which is really opening your horizon. And that's probably why we have an international team. We end up with New Zealanders, with Australians, with a Canadian, and with a British guy for next year. So it's kind of that opens up a lot of things, and I'm trying to get the best out here that is willing to come and race in the US with us. Well, like with the fact that Taylor won Roubaix last year, I think for us was already huge. Like we had lots of hopes, and I hate to put pressure on my riders at such a young age, but I think Taylor is one of those guys that naturally kind of puts pressure on him by, being the way he is and saying he's going to be good at that race, and kind of naturally, you can see it when you work with him that he totally lives up to a main goal of his, and it's actually lots of fun. But I think all the other guys realize that even we're only a young team, and we just started a year ago, we can be successful right away because our structure that we have behind us, and all the people that I've been working with, the management group, TSC Cycling, they have so much experience in that part of the job that it makes my job so much easier. So they start realizing that, yes, we are a young team, but with a lot of experience behind it, so we know what we're doing, and we can get them the best exposure and the best experience and the best possibility for their future in, in cycling. Yeah, well, it's hard to pin, I can say Paris-Roubaix is going to be important, the Baby Giro is going to be important, when some of my riders are going to World Championships, it's always important. But I don't like to do, I think for those riders what's really important is that to be consistent at every race. I want to be, going with at every race with a good level of riders and dedicated and see a progress through the year. I think that's the most important part of my job, when you can see them grow. And you've seen some riders already last year, in the beginning they did all good, but you can see how stronger they became through the year and more confident, and because basically they have the talent. We know they have the talent. They have to believe in themselves and they have to show it out. So I look forward to just working with them for one more year, 2 more years for some riders, just to see the progress. Well, I think the results, first of all, speak for themselves. Also, what I'm looking at is also the attitude they have at the race. They have to represent a sponsor and an image of a team that, has to fit in. And I think their personality has to fit in within a team too. I'm trying to create a good group of guys that will get along through the year. But at the end of the year, we're looking for talent and good riders that we can develop the best way possible.